Take note, the next slide is Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Can you see me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Nobody's
Yes.
opening camera today. What is this? Wait. Two. I'm supposed to have 134 students. Never mind. Okay. Aisha, Maisara, are you here? Aisha, Maisara. While waiting for the others, let me just call your names, yeah? Aini Masni. Aini Masni, are you here?
Please.
All right. Aini, you here? Amira, Batrisha.
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. Amirul Afiq. Okay. Evelisa.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Feza. Feza.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Izul. Izudin.
Yes, miss. Yeah.
Joe Kelvin.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Kanimoni. Malcolm. Muhammad Ashraf.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Malcolm.
Yes, miss.
Okay. All right. Kanimoni Aiman Ihsan. Hilman Irshad.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Ainatu Shafika.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Akila.
Yes, miss.
All right. Farhana Hafiza.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, good. Rahmadiana?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, right. Nora Shida?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Nur Shafika Nadira?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Shafina Mahmud? Nurul Farhanis?
Miss.
Farhanis? Okay.
Yes.
Nurul, Nora, thank you, Farhanis. Nora Sikin?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Patricia? Shani? 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 Okay. Angeline? Angeline?
Yes, Miss.
Shani? No. Okay. Carolyn? Jaini?
Yes. Yes, Miss.
All right. Minhoy?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Did you just wake up? Cherry?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Didi?
Yes, miss.
Didi, right? Okay. Jing En. Gan Jing En?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Patricia. Gan Patricia. Patricia. Okay. Seujin? Seujin.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Izatu? Murshida? Okay. Jolin? Jolin.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Joyce?
Yes, Miss.
Krisha? Kwan Zilin? Lam Ziwei?
Yes, Miss.
Muhammad? Lam Ziwei. Muhammad Izuddin?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Nur Al Fitri Sazlin?
Yes, Miss.
Nur Atira Rosdi? Nurihana?
Miss.
Nur Shahira?
Yes, Miss.
Sharvina?
Yes, Miss.
Nur Atika Mazian? Taizini, sorry. Taizini?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Chifang?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Vitini?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. All right. Amelda? David?
Yes, Miss.
Diego? Elida?
Yes, Miss.
Fatania? Hakimi Ikwan?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Hakimi? Jiron?
Yes, miss.
Jiron? Okay. Hakimi Lahidi. Sorry, Muhammad Hakimi.
Yes, miss.
All right. Muhammad Haikal Aiman. Okay. Faik Fauzan. Hazik Nasir. Abshar.
Yes, miss.
Amir
Yes,
Abdul
miss.
Rahim.
Yes, Miss.
Azian. Azian not feeling very well. Okay. Farah Shahira. Fatiha?
Yes,
Okay, I
Miss.
can. Thank you. All right. Fatiha?
Yes, Miss.
Nurul Ain Aisyah?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Ronnie?
Yes, Miss.
Sarah? Shernisa?
Miss.
Shafina? Veronica? Excellent.
Yes, Miss.
Who's that? Veronica. Excellent? Ronnie. Okay, here. All right. Ah, Sarah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Afifa Umaira. Afifa Umaira. Amirul Afiq. Amirul Afiq, which section are you, Amirul Afiq? Hold on. Amirul Afiq, which section are you? You raise your hand. Did I miss you?
102.
Oh, 102. Hold on. Oh, okay. Thank you. Alicia Yanis,
Yes, Miss.
Andy Chua, Christy, Darshita, Desmond. I see you, Desmond.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Who's that? Is it Darshita or is it Christy?
Yes, Miss.
Oh, Darshita. Divya, Christy, raise hand.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. You can also type in the chat, yeah, if your microphone doesn't work. All right. Farazila. Okay. Jew Stewart. Oh, Andy, you here. Jew Stewart. Raise your hand or say something all right in the chat, yeah. Khadija.
Yes, Miss.
All right. Hasli. Norlia. Nurmawiya. Yeah. Right.
Yes, Miss.
Nurmawiya. Okay. Nur Shazwina. Nurul Ain. Izati. Okay. Nurul Akma. Shazwina, raise hand. Nurul Akma. Okay. No, Oliver. Okay. Rasika. Okay. Raziliana. Yes, Akma. I know. Raziliana. Shazla. Okay. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Shazla. Oh, Shazla. Are you here? Not here. Shami. Mazna. Okay. Yihua. Sorry. Yihua.
Yes, madam.
All right. Okay, good. Ajay Zanda. AJ. Are you here? All right. Clarice, are you here? Dayanku. Right, Clarice here. Dayanku. Prisha. Okay. Marini.
Yes. Yes, Miss.
Okay. Fikri.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Sharul. Zul Izam. Ikwan Aizat.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Shami Danish. Naizatul Akma. Sharul
Yes,
here.
Miss.
Okay. Naizatul Akma here. Right, Zul Izam here. Okay. Shami Danish, not here. Naizatu. Fardiana. Fardiana. Afifa. Fardiana here. Afifa. Okay. Ainun Nafisa. Nur Amira. Right. Ainun Nafisa here. Nur Amira Najwa.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Nurul Farhana Abu Nawas. Okay. Right. Nurul Widya Mirza.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Ruzaimi. Siti Nur Faiza.
Sorry, madam, I'm present.
Okay. Thank you. Faiza. All right. Nordia. Siti Nordia. Oh, okay. She has class. Okay. Tarani. Tarani. All right. One more section. Hold on, yeah. Aisha Maisara. Anisa Abdullah. Likiat Ruan Yi. Cho Ruan Yi.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Okay. All right. Datuk Kamarul. We have VIP here. Kamarul Azman, not here. Fabian, are you here? Not. Fabian? Oh, Anisa here. All right. Fizato, are you here? Howay Aunt, Fabian is here. Fizato, are you here? All right. Fizato here. Wei On, you here?
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. Yong E.
Yes, yes, Miss.
Okay. Liz, Clarita. Fatiha, Muhammad Fatiha. Muhammad Hisham Shah.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Muhammad Kuzairi. Muhammad Shafiq. Muhammad Amirul Isa. Muhammad Farihin. Muhammad Jaiman.
Miss.
Muhammad Nur Hakimi. Nur Afika. Nurul Shazwani.
Yes, Miss.
Punita. Safika. Umu Najiha. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Who's that? Oh, Jiha. Jiha. Okay, everyone. Safika. Right, thank you. Right. Anybody else? Okay. If you just join, please just write your name. Okay. Zelin. Zelin section. Which section are you? Zelin. Zelin. Can you write your section? 103. Okay. Okay. I get you. Anybody else? Just join. Just write your name in the chat box. Yeah. Aiman Ihsan, where are you? Write your section. Yeah. Okay. Muhammad Daniel, section 111. You know, I feel like 102. All right. You know, I feel like I'm live streaming from TikTok. Maybe I should do a TikTok. Hold on. Okay. Muhammad Ihsan 102. Muhammad Ihsan. How many of you have bought Raya clothes? Shafina 106. Okay, Shafina 102. Also here. Hold on. When is Raya, everybody? When is Raya? I know everybody excited for Raya, right? It's okay. Shafina 106. You are here. Anybody else? 31st, maybe. Punita, all right. Punita, you here? 114. Hold on, yeah. Punita. For sure next week. Yeah, all right. It's either 31st or wait, sun moon. Okay, Jaiman, is that the correct term? Anak bulan. Okay, is it the sun moon? How do you know it's a sun? It's not daughter, Jaiman. How do you know it's a sun? Okay. Wait for the child moon, miss. Yes, correct. Aisha. Yeah, child. Okay. So we'll see. We'll wait for it. Okay. So, but don't worry. Okay. As for next week, this next week is Raya week, right? So class will be fully PTG. Yeah. Okay. Class will be as usual, but no live classes. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Let me share. You can go to the ITEL, yeah, and then see the topic that we're going to discuss today. Okay. But before that, sorry, there's something that I need to inform you about. Can you see my screen, everybody? Can you see my screen? Okay, good. Thank you. So today, before we start, I would like to inform you on your book respond project. Okay, so for this week and next week, I give you 2 weeks. Yeah, pay attention, everybody. Yeah. Oh wait, before that, assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining in to my section, to my class this morning. I know you are actually from different sections, but thank you for joining in. Okay, so today, I would like to talk about the book response project. So this is a group and individual, okay? But for the first part, Amrul Afiq, are you okay? All right, for the first part, you have to form a group first. Okay, you have to form a group first. So it's okay. I already decided on the numbers. Okay, so you form a group from your own section. Yeah, you cannot join different section. So you only can form group from your own section. So if you're from 102, so only from 102, 103 from 103. You cannot join section from members from 102 and 103. No, cannot. Yeah. Okay, you can choose your own group members. So each section, there'll be 4 members and 5 members. Okay, I will give you the link for the, okay, Fatiha, thank you, yeah. I will check back later, okay? Thank you, Mom Fatiha. All right, so I will give you the link for you to write your name, okay? So in the link, you will see later, there'll be group with 5 members and there'll be group with 4 members. Okay, so you choose your own group members. Okay, and then that's the first thing that you need to do. And then the second thing you need to do is to choose a novel. Okay, so you need to choose a novel. So I have prepared for you novel to choose from because you need to read a novel. All right, so these are the list of the novels that you can choose from. Okay, I give you 10 novels of title together with the full text. You don't have to go and look around. The text is already provided in ITEL. Okay, so you can go to ITEL. So the first thing that you need to do for this week and next week is form a group from your own section, and then each group decide one novel. So in each group, okay, I want no group choose the same novel in each section. Okay, so in section 102, only one group can choose The Old Man and the Sea. Okay, so first come and first serve. Is that clear, everybody? So the first thing that you need to do now is just to, Nisa, do you have a question? Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So first thing that you need to do this week and next week is form a group, and then you decide in a group, choose a novel. Okay. You can choose a novel from the list that I have given here, right? This list, or you can choose your own novel. But every member of the group must read the same novel. So it is easier, all right, for you to just choose from this novel, from the list of novel, because I already hold on, let me share you with the, because I already uploaded the full version, yeah, the full version of the whole text. If you go to ITEL, you see here, down here, book response project tab, yeah, here. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so over here, you see, you can click this for list of novel, and then choose one novel from the list for your book response project, sorry, yeah. One novel for each group, so all members of the same group will read the same novel. Okay, so no group should choose the same novel, so first come, first serve. Okay, if you plan to choose your own novel, make sure you send me the title of the novel and the writer so that I can verify, because I need to see whether there's some sensitive issues, okay, or if the theme is appropriate, okay. But it's easier for you just to choose the list of novel. So here is the full version, okay, full text of the novel. You don't need to find anywhere. I already provide you here. Okay, you just need to download them. Okay, so here is the guidelines, but what you need to do for now, all right, just find a group, choose a novel, and then start reading your novel. Okay, this one, no need to worry first. Okay, so here, if you can see here, I already give you the link, okay, for the section, for the response, for the group, and also the novel selection. So let's see section 102. Yeah. So here, section 102, we have 23 students. So group 1 will be 5 members, group 2, 5 members, group 3, 5 members. Wow, so fast. Okay, group 4, 4 members, and group 5, 5 members. Okay. Group 102, they already choose the Old Man and the Sea. So other group from 102, you cannot choose Old Man of the Sea, the Old Man and the Sea. Why? Okay, sorry. Wow, okay, good job, okay, 102. So let's see 103. Okay, just choose here. Let's see 103. I noticed that some of you have formed your group since last week. That's very good. Okay, so if you already form a group, then you can just fill in the form, yeah. So that's what you need to do for this week and next week. Okay, so similar thing for every section. Okay, so you can go and check the link. Okay, so the link is provided here, so you can start filling in. Okay, and choose the novel. Okay, any questions so far, my dearest students? Any question? All clear? Okay, good. All right, so you can do this week and next week. Okay, right? Okay, so the rest of this, you don't need to will read first. The first thing that you need to do is just choose your group members and then decide on the novel and start reading the novel. Okay? Right. Okay, so that's done. Okay, now let's go to unit 3. Okay, this is week 3. Sorry, this is week 2, isn't it? Hold on, everybody. I'm confused myself with the week. Then, yeah. So this is week 2. So today we're going to take a look at unit 3. Sorry, yeah. Week 2. Okay. Oh yeah, before that, anybody who wants to buy book, somebody messaged me wants to buy book. So I provided a link here. I provided a link, okay? Google form, if you want to buy book here, yeah? If you want to buy the textbook, I provided the link. So just fill in the link, okay? And then the textbook hopefully will be given to you once you return to the campus, okay? All right. All right, let's start do this because we're just going to do this very quickly. Hopefully we can finish by 10, okay? And then you can start doing your homework. All right, so last week attendance already in, yeah? So make sure you go and check your attendance in case you submitted the homework, but I forgot or I missed to check your attendance or mark your attendance for last week. Please inform me, yeah? Because I checked, okay? So those who did submission, I mark your attendance. Here it mentioned Friday, isn't it? But some of you even submitted after Friday. But it's okay, all right? I opened this until Sunday anyway, all right? So you can still submit, okay, as long as you submit. But now it's no more. Okay, you cannot submit anymore this week because this is last week, okay? So thank you for those of you who submitted. Thank you. So attendance last week are in. So if I did not mark you as a 10, meaning to say that you did not submit the homework. Okay. All right. So this week, let's see unit 3, changing history. Let's do this quickly. Yeah. Everybody, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Miss.
All right.
Yes,
Very good.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. I know that. Is this the last week of fasting, everyone? Is this the last week of fasting? No. Next week, right? Okay. Well, almost last week of fasting. So I know that the Raya mood, it started coming in. Okay. So everybody excited for Raya. Okay. But I need your attention. Yeah. I just need your attention for 1 hour. Can you do that? Okay. And then after that, you will do and then do homework. Okay. So last week we talked about unit 1 about photos. Okay. I haven't had the time yet to read your essay, but I've seen them and I'm excited to read them. Okay. Not the essay, sorry, the paragraph. Okay, about last week. Thank you for sharing with me. Okay, about your favorite or memorable photos. Okay. So now we take a look at unit 3, changing history. So basically today what we're going to take a look is how to preserve food. Okay. So if you see in today's supermarket, in everywhere, you see there are a lot of packeted food, canned food, isn't it? Food that being in a packet, either plastic, either in a box, or either in what else? What kind of tin? Sorry, in a can. Yeah. So we call them as a preservation types of food. The way we preserve food so that we can store them for longer time. Okay. and we can buy it, this, preserved food, and then we can cook instantly, isn't it? Okay, so this is what we're going to learn today. All right, and then writing skills, reading skills, and grammar. Okay. Okay, so let's see this. What is food preservation? Okay, so food preservation means when we reserve the food, how we store food. Okay, so food preservation methods by which food is kept from spoiled, from being rotten, okay, after harvest or slaughtered. Okay, so food preservation, it's either raw materials or cook. Okay, it's either you masak or you still mentah. Okay, raw materials or already cook. So there are two ways for you to preserve the food. Okay, so such practices date to prehistoric times. Okay, so this preservation methods, food preservation methods, not new. Okay, it's been going on since our ancestors, even before the civilization came. So that's why it said here during the prehistoric times. Okay, during the Mesopotamia times. Okay, so they already know how to preserve some food. But of course, because of the technology, now there are a lot more methods how to preserve food. Okay, so among the oldest methods of preservation food are by drying or fermentation. Okay, either you dry under the sun or you ferment it. What is fermented? Anybody can tell me what is fermented? Fermentation. What does it mean by when we fermentation the food? Right. Check your dictionary and write in the chat. What is fermentation? Drying, we know, right? We can dry using the sun. Okay. What about fermentation? What is fermentation food preservation method? What does it mean?
Penyampaian. Penyampaian.
English, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. You know the word, like, you know food tapai? Do you know tapai? Do you know tapai? Everybody?
Yeah.
So that is
Yes.
actually that. Okay. Yeah. When you say penapayan, right? Yes. That's why we have the food called tapai. That's actually how it works. Okay. You fermented. Okay. You fermented. Similarly, like you jeruk. Almost similar like that. Like a pickle. Okay. So fermentation. The rest of you, are you still here? How come only few of you respond to me in the chat? Okay. All right. Okay. So that is fermentation. A food process that carried out by yeast or bacteria. Exactly. Sometimes you also have cheese that being fermented. The more you kept the cheese, the better. That's why sometimes cheese, they smell. Okay. Similarly, like wine, okay, they also do fermentation. Okay, fruits, okay. Yeah, in Malay we call it penapayan. Okay, thank you everybody. Okay, that is the oldest method. Okay, either they dry or they use fermentation. But now, because of the technology, we have a lot more. Okay, for example, canning. That's why you see there are a lot of food in can, like sardine. What else? What kind of food that are stored in can? Can you list them out in the chat? Canned food. Canned food. Tuna. Yes, Aisha. What else? Beans, sardine, tomato, fruit. Yes. Okay. The cocktail fruit we you use for drink. Okay. What else? Yogurt. Hazik. Good. Curry chicken. Yes. Ham. Right. Corn. Good. Kimchi. Kimchi in a can. That's me. Mushroom. Yes. Meat. Exactly. Right. What else? Keep it coming. Keep it coming, everybody. Yeah. Soups. Yes. Chicken soup. Okay. Noodle soup. Okay. They have. So now we have the canning. Pasteurized diced tomato can. That is very specific. Right. Darshita. Exactly. Okay. That is canning. Lychee. Right. Lychee. Okay. The second one, we have pasteurization. What is pasteurization? We will see how pasteurization is done, all right, to preserve food. Okay, pasteurization. And freezing. We also have freezing. This is what we often do, isn't it? For example, your mom bought raw chicken, raw fish. Where do they put? In the freezer. Your mom always said, Aisha, please take out the frozen chicken from the freezer so that it can be defrost. I want to cook. And then you said, okay, mom, and then you forget. Isn't it? Often happen, isn't it? Okay, so freezing. This is also very common method. Leftover food we put in the ice box. We call it ice box here in Sabah. We call it ice box or we call it fridge. Okay. And then we also have this irradiation and the addition of chemicals. That's why sometimes you see there's a chemical that they put in order to make the life of the food longer. Okay. All right. So, and also advances in packaging materials. Okay. The way the materials, the way the food that being packaged, okay, using certain materials also play important role how to preserve food. Okay. All right. Next. So the benefit of food preservation. Number one, reduce food waste. When we talk about food waste, this is the time during Ramadan. How many of you go to bazaar every day to buy your fast breaking food? Okay, how many of you here? Can I see hands? Go to bazaar every day or you buy food from bazaar? Okay. Right. This is the exciting time, isn't it? Okay. Because during Ramadan, we are hungry. All right. A lot of delicious food being sold at the bazaar. Okay. And because we are hungry, okay, we tend to buy a lot. And then after the fast breaking time, after we break the fast, and then we end up not eating all or some of it, isn't it? Okay, because we are too full. So usually when we are hungry, our appetite to eat, we want to eat this, we want to eat this, we want to eat this, all the things we buy, isn't it? But at the end, we cannot eat all of them. Okay, so we have food waste. Okay, we have a leftover. Okay, then we put in the fridge. Okay, so the benefit of food preservation is number one, to reduce food waste. Okay, and then number two, to extend food shelf life. The food that we kept, we want to extend the life. For example, the one that in the canned food. Okay, sometimes it can last for 2 years, isn't it? Okay, so to extend the life of the food, to reduce rotten food gas. So when you have food waste, okay, when the waste spoiled, they will produce gas, and the gas, it's not nice smell, it's smelly. Okay, so when we preserve the food, it reduces the gas. Okay, coming from the rotten or spoiled food. And then also number 2, reduce dietary deficiencies. Okay, this is to make up the dietary in for people. Okay, so some people, they cannot eat this, they cannot eat this, or some people need this, need this, need this. Okay, so when you have this food preservation, it's easier for you to buy, all right, a lot, and then you keep it. So when you need that, and then you just take it and cook it. Okay, so this is the benefit of food preservation. All right, so we've mentioned this before. Okay, traditional methods, we have drying, fermentation. Usually you kept in a dark area and then you put a lid on it. Okay, alcohol and vinegar, pickling. This is pickle, you put vinegar. Okay, and then sugaring, you seal the food with sugar or you seal the food with salt. So these are some of traditional methods for food preservation. The modern one is vacuum packing. You see some of the materials, the packaging, yeah, they seal in a, they seal in a vacuum. Okay, in a vacuum packing, vacuum seal bag. Okay, the one that vacuum seal bag. And then you have freezing, where you buy like raw meat or raw chicken. All right. And then refrigeration, you put in a fridge. This is where not frozen. Okay. And then pasteurization, this is when you heat food at a certain temperature. Okay. And then canning. Okay, this is where you put the food inside the can. Okay. So these are the modern method. Okay, so what are the preserved food? What are the food that can be preserved? For example, for drying, pasta, rice, powdered milk. Okay, so these usually they use drying method. Fermentation, either cheese, yogurt, or wine. Sugaring, jam. How many of you like to eat jam, jelly, or marmalade? Okay, so this is the use. Sugaring, salting, the salted fish or salted eggs, they use salt. And then pickle, you either put alcohol or you put vinegar. Okay. Oops, sorry. For modern method, for example, refrigeration, meat, fruits, vegetables, canning, pickle, jam, canned fish, canned tuna, canned sardine, the one that you mentioned earlier. Pasteurization, milk, eggs, and cider. Sealing, sometimes you also have the seafood and meat. And freezing, you have frozen meat and frozen seafood and frozen chicken or fish. Okay. Are you clear, everybody? Are you still with me? All right. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Miss.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So now we have learned, okay, ways how to preserve food. Okay. So one of it is pasteurization. And this is usually being used for milk, cider, and also eggs. So let's see how they preserve milk using pasteurization, because I think this is something that new. All right, because fridge, something that is common, sealing method also common, using can also common, freezing also common, pasteurization, it's maybe we don't know how is the process. So let's see a video. Let's watch a video together. All right. How they pasteurize milk. How can milk, all right, last longer, like 2 weeks, sometimes even a month, isn't it? So how they do it? Because milk's supposed to be, you have to consume it fresh, isn't it? So how does they do it? So let's see. Let me know if you cannot hear the sound. Okay, if you can hear the sound, just give me a thumbs up. Okay.
Ever wonder why milk gets pasteurized?
Okay, good.
You're not the only one.
Dear Organic Valley, what is pasteurization? And why do you do it to all your milk? We get that question a lot. Here's one of our food scientists to explain.
I'm Emma Grindy, a product development food technologist, and I've been with Organic Valley for 5 years. Since the 1920s, pasteurization has been widely used to increase food safety and extend product shelf life. Pasteurization uses heat to remove 99.9% of bacteria from perishable beverages like juice, beer, kosher wine, and of course, milk. There are actually 2 different types of pasteurization used today in the dairy industry: HTST pasteurization and UHT pasteurization. Neither method significantly reduces the nutritional benefits of milk, uses any chemicals, or causes allergies. Here's a quick comparison. HTST stands for high temperature, short time, and it's the most commonly used type of pasteurization across the dairy industry. In this process, raw milk is heated to the required temperature of 161 degrees Fahrenheit, held for 15 seconds, and then rapidly cooled to 39 degrees. With Organic Valley HTST milk, expect a shelf life of between 16 and 21 days after pasteurization. The other method is called ultra-high temperature pasteurization, or UHT for short. It's a much hotter and faster process. Raw milk is heated to approximately 280 degrees Fahrenheit, held for just 2 seconds, and then rapidly chilled back to 39 degrees. The big, noticeable difference? UHT milk has a shelf life of almost 3 times that of HTST milk, 40 to 60 days from the day of production. Fun fact, many people wonder why organic milk lasts longer than conventional milk. The answer is surprisingly simple. UHT pasteurization is the preferred method of pasteurization in the organic milk industry.
Hope that explains how important and useful pasteurization is. Food safety is a top priority at Organic Valley. That's why our farmers follow USDA organic standards, and every gallon of milk passes 57 quality checkpoints between the farm and your fridge.
To find out more about how we produce food, visit Organic
Pasteurization used today in the dairy industry: HTST pasteurization and UHT pasteurization.
All right. How many of you here drink milk often? Can I see hands? How many of you here drink milk often? Okay. So next time when you go and buy milk, or when your mom buy the milk, all right, I want you to go and see in the label, all right, is it HTST or is it UHT? Okay, now that you know, you can go and check the label, okay, whether the milk pasteurized using the HTST or UHT. Okay, UHT. Wow, Farizda is so fast. Okay, UHT. Which one is last longer? HTST or UHT? Mentioned earlier. Which one the shelf life lasts longer? Is it UHT or HTST? UHT. All right. Yes. So sometimes lasts up until how many weeks? How many days? 21 days. Isn't it? Is it 21 days? Yeah, 21 days. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So now you know. So this is how pasteurized they use certain heat, all right? Certain heat, certain Fahrenheit or Celsius here, right? Temperature, certain temperature, okay, to heat the milk and then bring it cool again, okay? So this is what it means by pasteurization. Now you know, okay? All right, so now I want you to read reading 1, but it's okay, you don't have to read it now, okay? If you go to ITEL, you see here, okay? If you click on your exercise, your assignment for 1 or 2 for every section, yeah, this week I want you to submit using your section number. Okay, easier for me to check. You see here, there's a unit 3 excerpt. Okay, you download that. So you download that. Let's see. So you download that, and then there's a reading one. Okay. Afifa, do you have a question? Okay. So start read. So you can read the reading one. Okay, and then you answer the question B, C, and D. Okay. All right. So this is the homework for this week. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. To the file just now. Okay. All right. So this is your homework this week. Yeah. So you can do this on your own. You can read on your own later, right? About fermenting to freeze frying. Okay, I want you to answer the question B, C, and D. Okay, all right, next we move on to reading skill, making inference. Okay, so inference is something that is not new for you, all right? It's something that you've learned it before. So making inference mean you tend to make a guess or you draw a conclusion. Okay, for example, sometimes when you read a novel or you read an article, sometimes the writer, they don't say the idea explicitly. They don't say it clearly or directly. Rather, right, they write in a way that you have to make a guess, or we call it inference. You have to infer what exactly the writer means. Okay, so making inference is when you draw a conclusion based on information presented in the article, and you use your background knowledge to try guess what is it that the writer is trying to say. Okay, all right. For example, the house burned down yesterday. The electrical system had not been updated since the 1940s. So the above sentence presents two facts. Number one, the house burned down yesterday. Number two, the electrical system had not been updated since the 1940s. Okay, so if I ask you, what is the cause of the fire? What is the answer? Can anybody tell me? What is the cause of the fire? It doesn't mention here in this sentence. Yeah, but you can make an inference what caused the fire. What do you think causing the fire from this sentence? Electrical system, electrical system. All right, I need everybody to write the answer. Come on. Easy, isn't it? Because the answer is already here. Okay, the answer is already given. So even in the sentences, they do not mention what is the cause of the fire, but you can easily infer or you can draw a conclusion, right? What is the cause of the fire? Because it mentioned here in the second sentence, the electrical system had not been updated since the 1940s. Okay, so meaning to say there's a problem with the electrical system. So this is how you do, how you make inference. Okay, all right. So I need you to answer the question, okay? And then submit the answer in the homework, yeah? All right. Oops. Okay, next we moved on. Sorry, I have to fast. Okay, I have to move fast. Are you still with me, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so next is writing skill. Okay, so we call it hedging. What is hedging? Okay, hedging is a way of softening language by making claim or conclusion that less certain. Okay, so writer may use words such as most, many, probably, perhaps, or might to make the statement less strong. For example, when I say, most of you here are probably listening to me. Okay, meaning to say, I don't say that all. No. Okay, when I say all right, they are probably some of you who are not listening to me. So I use hedging, which is most. Okay, because to make claim that less certain, because I'm not really sure whether all of you are listening to me. Okay, so I use most. Okay, probably Raya Aidilfitri will be on the 31st. So less strong statement. Probably. Okay, probably. Right? Perhaps you should go to the doctor to check your headache. Okay, in case there's something wrong with it. So perhaps, so you make the statement less strong. So you don't directly tell somebody to go to the doctor. You're just giving suggestions. So hedging. Okay. So when you read these words, you can infer that there's some uncertainty about the information, or that information may be not true. Okay. So it's either the information is not true, or either the information may be true in some way. Okay, but you want to make it less certain because you're also not 100% sure. Okay, so for example, children living in poverty do poorly in school. Okay, so this statement compared to this statement. Okay, so this is not true. Okay, not all children who live in poverty or live in poor environment, they do poor in school, meaning they don't get a good achievement in school. No, this is wrong. Okay, so how to make it this statement less strong? Okay, so you use hedging, which is 10. Okay, so children living in poverty tend to do poorly in school because according to a research, okay, a lot of students who cannot or who don't do well in school, mostly, okay, from the poor family, okay, from the poor family. Because of course, we know there are a lot of factors, not because they are lazy, no, because there are a lot of factors, okay. Number 2, a blended mode of learning will solve this problem. We cannot say that blended learning, online and physical class, combination of those two will solve the problem. No, we cannot say that. Okay, we cannot be 100% certain. So we use hedging. A blended mode of learning is likely to solve this problem. For example, like what we are doing right now. For example, you said, Miss, I don't want to buy a ticket flight too many times because it's going to be very expensive. So is it okay for us to stay at home before the Raya and only come back to the campus after Raya? So blended mode of learning is likely to solve this problem. That's why, okay, for the first 3 weeks, you are at home, and the remaining weeks you will be in the campus. Okay, so this is what we call as, hedging. Okay, way to soften language. For example, your friend just broke up, okay, from the boyfriend or girlfriend. So you say, perhaps, okay, you should spend time with friends than spending alone. Okay, so that you don't want your friends to be lonely. So you say perhaps. So you give suggestion to soften the language. You don't say, come with us, stay with us. Okay, so you don't want to be so direct. Or you would say, perhaps you don't call or message him for the time being. Okay, so you don't immediately tell your friend that stop calling, stop messaging. Okay, so you want to soften the language. So you say perhaps, okay, or probably. Okay, is it clear, everybody, about hedging? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So another example here is that it is important not to overgeneralize or to make your claim too strong in your writing, so you can soften your claim or hedge in several ways. For example, these foods will remain favorites. For example, burger. Okay. Maybe not in the next 10 years. Okay, so softer claims. These foods will probably remain favorites. These food are likely to remain favorites. These food may remain favorites. So all this probably, likely, and may, we call it hedging. Okay. You can also use quantifiers and frequency modifiers to hedge your claims. For example, all cultures have fun ways to preserve food. Okay. Maybe not all cultures. How do you know? Have you done a research? Okay. So you make a softer claim. Most cultures have found ways to preserve food. All right, next. Overgeneralization. Electricity causes fire. Sometimes no, sometimes it's not because of electricity. Sometimes there are other things. Human cause. Okay. So softer claims. Electricity sometimes causes fire. So most and sometimes we also call it as hedging. Yeah, hedging. And then next, qualifying cause and effect statement. For example, preserve food increase global trade. Softer claim, preserve food will one factor in growing global trade, or preserve foods helped increase global trade. So these are also hedging. Okay, you try to soften your claim. All right, so there are homework for hedging. Okay, in the textbook you can go and do that later. Okay. All right, next we move on to grammar use versus would. Okay, so used to. Everybody, are you still okay? Last one, yeah, before we go. Good. All right, so used to. So now we move on to grammar. Okay. Excuse me. So here we talk about used to and would. Sometimes you may use used to, sometimes you may use would. But what is the difference, miss? Okay, it looks similar. Okay, okay, so this is the difference. Okay, so used to, I realize I used the word okay too many times, isn't it? Okay, okay. So used to talks about things that happen regularly or were true in the past, but no longer happening or true right now. So mostly you use used to when you talk about your past habits or states. Okay, states mean condition. Yeah, condition. For example, I used to play soccer every day after school, but now because you are in university, you cannot play soccer every day anymore because you have other classes and you have assignment, you have society, you have club meetings, etc., etc. So you cannot play soccer every day. So you used to. I used to play soccer every day after school. So past habit. Yeah, past. Sorry. Past habit. Yeah. Number 2, they used to. Be a big tree in our garden. But now when you see the garden, there's no more tree already being cut down. So they used to be a big tree garden in they used to be a big tree in our garden. Okay, but now no more. Okay, and then another one is she used to live in France. Okay, she used to live in France, but now she lives in America, for example. Yeah. Oops. Okay, the key points that you need to remember about used to is that it's always about the past. Yeah, it's always about the past. And number 1, it implies a change, meaning things are different now. Okay, things are different now, before and after, then and now. Okay, to make it negative, you say did not used to, or didn't used to, or never used to. To make it question, you use did you used to play soccer every day after school? Okay, then you say, yes, I used to play soccer every day after school. Okay, all right. Clear, everybody?
Yeah, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, good. Next, would. Okay, would. So would talks about past also, right? Habit or repeated action, but usually in stories or when describing a typical past situation. Okay, it is often used to describe things that happened regularly in past, but it is more common in narrative or descriptive context as opposed to used to. Okay, so it's also about past habit, but usually in stories or when we want to talk about in more descriptive context. For example, when I was a child, my grandfather would tell me stories every night. Okay, so you use would. When I was a child, my grandfather would tell me stories. So it's a past habit which no longer happens now because the grandfather passed away. Okay, but you are telling story to your friend. You are sharing a narrative to your friend. Okay, so you use would. Okay, you use would. Number 2, in the summer, we would go to the beach. Okay, this is not a habit, but you do this regularly. Every summer, you go to the beach. Every summer, you go to the beach. Every summer, you go to the beach. Okay, so in the summer, we would go to the beach. So this is repeated action that you do every summer. Okay, but in the past. Next, every Sunday we would visit our grandparents. So this is the past routine, but now that you are older, you have your own family, you no longer visit your grandparents, and your your grandparents also, they have passed away. Okay, so you have no more grandparents to visit. So when you tell your children, you would say, you know, when I was young, every Sunday we would visit our grandparents. So that's what we're going to do now. We will visit, okay, your grandparents every Sunday. Okay, so that's how you do. Okay, used to and would. Is it clear, everybody? Sorry, I forgot to tell my name. Just enter class. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, Diego. All right. Anybody just join? Make sure you just write your name and section, yeah, in the chat, because I already called name in the beginning. Okay. All right. So the key points for would, it's about past habits or repeated action. It often used when you tell a story, right? It is less common for past states, things that are no longer true. For example, when you say something about where you lived before, okay, you say, I used to live in Paris, but now I live in KL. You don't use, I would live in Paris. No, that is wrong. Okay, so you don't use would, you use used to. Okay. And then it's not normally used for single past action. Okay, usually you use it for repeated action. Repeated action. Okay. Clear, everybody? All right. So to make it simple, okay, so this is a simple comparison. Used to emphasize the change from past to present. Sorry. It is more general and can be used for both habits and also states, okay, situation that you are in. For example, I used to live in KL, okay, before I moved to Sabah, for example. Think of it this way. Used to is like saying this was true, but now it's not. Okay. I used to love you, but now I hate you. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, there's no feelings anymore. Okay, about me to you, right? So I used to have a pet hamster, but now I have a cat. Okay, so you used to like hamster, but now no more hamster. Now you have a cat. You're a cat person now. All right, next, would. So would focus on repeated action or habit in the past, but often used in a narrative or when you are telling stories. So usually it is used for action, habit, not situation. Okay. So think of it this way. For example, would is like saying this is what happened regularly back then. For example, in the summer, I would go to the beach. Okay. Example, when we visited my grandma, she would always bake us cookies. Okay. So when you are telling stories, right? When we visited my grandma, she would always bake us cookies, right? Any questions? So there's questions that you need to answer, right, in the document itself about used to or would. So please answer them. Yeah. All right. Next one, AC type. This week I won't ask you to write AC. No AC for you, yeah? Rest. Okay, so how to write AC problem and solution? There are two ways. It's either you use block outline or you use chain technique. Okay, there are two ways. The block outline, for example, of course, first paragraph, introduction with thesis statement. And then in the paragraph, the first paragraph, you mention about the issues, either one issue or two issues or three issues. Okay. For example, flood issue. Okay. So you mention about the issue first. What is the issue? About the flood problem. Okay. And then you have a transitional paragraph going into the solution paragraph. Then in the fourth paragraph, you mentioned about how to overcome, how to solve the issue of flood. Anybody from Johor here? Johor is flooding, right? Anybody that area flooding? Anybody, or in Sabah or in Sarawak? I know that Sabah, Johor, and Sarawak, certain places are flooding. Hopefully it's getting better, yeah. And then last one is the conclusion. This is block outline, where you mention the issue first and then the solution in a different paragraph. Okay. Chain technique is when, of course, number one, the first paragraph is introduction and thesis statement. And then you mention issue number one together with the solution. Issue number two together with the solution. Issue number three together with the solution. So your body paragraph contain issue one together with the solution, issue two with solution, issue three with solution, and last one, you evaluate and you conclude. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, madam.
Okay, that's it. That's the end of the class. Okay, all right. But it's not just that, because class is only today and only for 1.5 hours. Okay, I want you to go and download the unit 3 excerpt. Okay, in ITAL. So I want you to answer question reading 1, and then reading activity B, C, and D, and then making inference activity E, writing skill hygiene activity D, grammar use to or would activity G and H. Okay. So if you click here, you can download the document, and then you upload later, yeah, right? I give you until Sunday lah, till Sunday. Okay. Any questions, everybody? So remember, once again, not yet Raya, yeah? Hold on. Once again, I want you this week, those of you who just joined, okay? This week, what you need to do is get yourself into group. Sorry, other than do this homework this week and next week, okay? How come this is hidden? Okay. Wait, there are certain that being hidden. Hold on. So other than do your homework, I also want you to get yourself into group. Okay. Oh, still he hide. Sorry. Hide them. Okay, you go to book respond project. Okay, and then I want you to get yourself into group. So this is the link. Okay. Okay, so I can see here section 103, oh, almost full. Okay, so write your name, and then one group, only one novel. You cannot choose the same novel. So first come, first serve. Okay, so over here is the list of novel. Okay, and together, this is the list of novel together with the full text. Okay, so each group will read the same novel. So start reading if you have decided on the novel. Okay, so the first thing that you need to settle first is get yourself into group, and also decide on the novel. Okay, and start reading. The rest I will explain after you come back from the to the campus. Sorry, after you come back from your from after Raya. Okay, so next week is Raya. Definitely, it's either 31st or 1st. Okay, so will there be a class? Of course, there'll be no online class, but I will still give you things to do, okay? But you have to do on your own. Is that okay? All right, so there'll be no classes online, but I will give you tasks to do. So you can do it during the whole Raya week. Then you say, Ala Miss, it's Raya week lah. All right, why we have classes? The Raya is only 2 days, okay? Because in our academic calendar, it's not holiday. Holiday only 2 days, darling. Okay, so we still have classes. So I'm so sorry, but there's no class. Okay, just like you, I also enjoying my Raya. Okay, I want to eat biscuit. Okay, and rendang. Okay, and lontong. Now I'm hungry. Okay, so this is next week, and then we will see each other in week 4. Okay, physically. Okay, so I know some of you, I have some students who message me that you cannot come on 7 because our class will be on the 7, especially Monday, isn't it? Okay, those of you who have classes on Monday, if you happen to fly on Monday itself, okay, on the 7th April, make sure you join. Write me an email, okay, and then join my other classes because week 4 is very important. This is where I will introduce you to essay assignment. Okay, all right. So I repeat again, everybody, my darling students. Okay, this week do homework, okay, and submit on ITEL, and then get yourself into group. Every section, yeah, must be in the same section, and choose your novel and start reading. Okay, this is the link for the group selection and novel. And then next week, our class will be fully on ITEL. Okay, there'll be no classes, but there'll be activities for you. Okay, and then week 4, I will see you again in the campus. Okay, all right. Any question, my darlings?
No.
Yeah, everybody's want to go already. Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. I know you have classes, okay, and you have from different section. Starting from week 4, all right, you go to your own respective section, okay? Also, don't forget to confirm your, what's that? Registration, okay, or else you get penalized or penalty if you don't confirm your registration. Okay, Shafina, do you have any question? Shafina, you raise your hand. You're raising your hand, Shafina. Any question? Miss my bet already. Don't be that honest, Jaiman. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Alaudin. Oh, okay. Thank you for joining in, Alaudin. Yeah. Okay, so those of you who just joined, all right, class is about to end already. Okay, but make sure you write your name in the chat so that I can take a note. And also, please do homework. Okay, go to ITEL and submit on ITEL by Sunday. Okay, by Sunday. All right, so I won't be seeing you next week. All right, so I do want to wish everyone, okay, happy fasting, right, including those who are not fasting. Okay, happy fasting, have a good day, have a good week. All right, while you stay at home, make sure you help your parents out, especially those who are going to celebrate Raya, right? And it's going to be very exciting moments and tiring, right? Cook rendang, lontong, ketupat, okay? And please be careful, do not play with fireworks. Bunga api ni, mercun ni, okay? So please be careful, even if you want to play with them, please be careful, okay? Okay, I don't want any of you end up in hospital. Also, thank you so much, everybody. Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf zahir dan batin, right? Okay, so 00, that's what we call it, isn't it? Kosong kosong. All right, 00. I will see you after once we come back to the campus. So enjoy your week, enjoy your time with your family, right? And happy Raya, and enjoy and get Duit Raya. Okay, I won't be giving you Duit Raya. Yeah, don't ask me for Duit Raya. Okay, I won't be giving you. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody. I will see you in 2 weeks time. Bye bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank
Miss.
you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
All right, welcome.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Miss.
Welcome.
Miss,
Yep.
I want to ask,
Mm-hmm.
how about our attendance for last week?
Oh, I already there. I already marked attendance for last week.
Oh,
So
my.
for those who did not, who you see not counted for, you probably don't submit the homework.
Oh, I
Okay.
see. Okay.
Okay. So you have to submit the homework too, right?
All right. Thank you, Miss.
Welcome.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome.